Hello, everyone. Welcome to another segment of Women's Wednesdays Guyana. We've been on a break for a while, but thankfully we're back here, and today we're here with Ashley John.
Hi, guys.
And we also have Amy. Amy's not here as yet, but she'll join us in a few minutes. But today we'll be talking about body image and everything that's concerned about it. And yeah, we're just gonna have a general gaff. So join the conversation, let us know your thoughts, ask us your questions. Yeah, let's do this thing.
Okay, great. So what should we talk about while we're waiting for the audience to build?
Okay, so generally, body image, it really depends on the way, you view yourself.
Yes.
And the feelings you have with regards to your body and how you see it, and how this can have a kind of negative impact on the way women and girls coming up now. They have,
especially with social media.
Yeah, you see, social media, it makes everything so easily accessible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're constantly being inundated with all these different images of the Kim Kardashians and the little petite models, and those are the expectations that are set, the way that you're expected to be, right? Now, I know that you, Ashley, you were formerly and I don't know, is that still Miss Universe?
Yeah, I was in the top 5. I was third runner-up in Miss Universe Canada 2016. And that was nice. It was a great experience, I must say. Now it's a little controversial, but but then in 2016, I enjoyed the experience, the exposure, and my platform then was Fit 360, which really promoted a healthy body, healthy mind, and the whole package. So I had a good time doing that.
What motivated you to do the Fit 360 package? Like what?
Well, to be honest, I feel like every time there's a pageant, sometimes some people may tend to pick a platform just because they're in a pageant and just because it's cute at that moment.
Yeah.
I did not want to do that, so it was very important for me to pick something that I genuinely loved and transform it into something that can inspire people. And I think it did. And it's something that I genuinely enjoyed. So that was the whole reason behind Fit 360. It was really to pick something that I enjoyed and something lasting and something that can have an impact and not just be there just because I'm in the pageant. You know what I mean? Because I'm still Fit 360.
Awesome.
Yes. And to be Fit 360 means, to just embrace yourself and how you look and to have a, just a positive vibe about yourself. It's not only about being slim or losing weight, because there are several slim persons that find it very, very difficult to gain weight and gain muscles. So that's another aspect to look at. It's not only about losing weight.
Okay. So I know with regard, when it comes to pageants, I'm a bit torn on pageants, right? Because generally I get them, but my little feminist heart sometimes.
Yeah.
How did you deal with the sorts of expectations in the pageant world with regards to body types and what they should look like? Was that a problem ever in your experience?
Well, you can't deny it. I think you expect that you have to look a certain way. But for me, I didn't feel that. But oddly enough, I still was not, even though I was very slender and I felt like I looked like what I should look like at that time. It's strange because, I still was not confident. I still was not comfortable with my new weight because I had recently lost the weight. And even though I appeared confident, I was not confident. I was still not happy with this slim body. And I think that comes back to really understanding why you want to be fit. Do you want to be fit for a pageant, for a wedding, for like a short-term sort of goal, or do you want to be fit for life? You know what I mean? So I think that now I think I want to be like fit for life. Now I understand what it means to truly be fit. I don't want it to be like a short-term thing. It's a lifestyle, and I think once you understand that, then embracing yourself and who you are becomes so much easier.
Yeah, I really love that you put it that way.
Yeah.
I really like that because all of the times, you do just all of these things they put out, they tell you that you need to look a certain way. And then it can become very, very dangerous when you're trying to match these expectations, right? So the aim should definitely be clean, sustained methods of just living like a healthy life, right? And when we talk about the negativities that are associated to these kind of concepts of body image, there are so many things that can impact your mental health when you begin to really think about it, and how it can impact your self-esteem and the way you view yourself. Now, how you were talking just now about how you didn't even feel confident in your own body.
I did not.
That's so telling, right? Because if you can't feel confident in your own body, then that's just saying that people are constantly telling you what you should look like, who you should be. And as women, that's a problem that we constantly face. At what point do we begin to kind of reassert our own dominance in our lives, right?
Even when I was in the pageant and around the 2016 sort of era of my life, I was restricting myself from eating a lot of things. So I think that is also very bad. You need to have cheat meals. You need to have a balance. You need to eat something you're craving every now and then, because if you do not, you will restrict yourself from eating all the things that you genuinely enjoy, and you start this unhealthy relationship with food, and that's bad. You know, like, I crave things. Sometimes I crave a Twister combo from KFC, and I do have that occasionally on the weekends. I like Snickers. I like a lot of sweet things, but everything in moderation. And I do feel like my body can handle it now, because I work out Monday to Friday. So I feel like my body can handle it, but I don't go overboard, you know? So.
Yeah, and definitely when I think about it, because I remember about 2 or 3 years ago, I was generally always kept a particular size. Like, since growing up, I joke and I tell people I've had the same body since I was like 12. I've been waiting for it to grow up. It's not been happening. But about 2 or 3 years ago, I was finally putting on like weight, right? And then immediately when people who didn't see me before, the first thing they would say, I feel like that's a Caribbean people thing where you just greet people with their weight.
Right? You get some fat, you get some sick, little pincher.
And Amy is here.
Someone says Amy, and then she arrives. Hi, Amy. Hello. Yeah.
Great, so everybody knows Amy. And Amy is now joining our conversation on body image. Yeah. What's up, Amy?
Hi.
Today's Amy's birthday, so...
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I'm sorry. Happy birthday. Okay. Well, I gave you a hug.
Yes, you did.
Already.
And it was a good one.
Horrible.
No, it's okay.
God, I didn't really check Facebook. Yes, look at that.
Okay, great. So, yeah, I was just saying that was the way in which people greeted me, and then that was one of the moments, one of the first moments then in which I actually was made to feel bad about my weight, because they were like, "Oh, you're getting fat now. You know, you're a woman. Don't let yourself go." Those sorts of comments, and it really made me feel bad. But then after a certain time, I was just like, you know what? This is me. This is me. And it's not going to change. Me. It's not going to change. And then even if you're a particular size, even if you're 10, that does not necessarily mean you're healthy, right? Because right now, Isaac, I have very bad eating habits, very bad sleeping habits, and these are some factors that keep me from gaining weight, which is what I want to do, right? Yeah. So being slim is not always a healthy thing. It doesn't mean that you're taking care of yourselves, which is something you should always aim to do. What are your thoughts on this, Amy?
I might be the wrong one. No, the thing is that we spoke about this, off being life, that unfortunately I get that a lot. So I heard you guys talking a little bit before about social media, but it's not only women comparing themselves to other women and thinking that's what they're supposed to look like, because a lot of people are saying, this is what's gorgeous, and they're not, you only see one type of gorgeous, but a lot of people, I'm going to say Guyanese culture, because unfortunately, I only get it when I'm in Guyana, right? That I'm on the road, and then everyone thinks that it's their place to comment on your weight or comment on how you look. And before, I used to just let it go, and of course, made me feel terrible. And I would cry and just be like, disgusted, because I'm thinking what they thought was how I was supposed to think about myself. And that was like the number one thing that I'm trying to like not be about. And that's, just because someone doesn't think that you look good because they think that doesn't mean that you don't. It's how you feel and how you think you're supposed to look. Like, you can be skinny, you can be slim, you can be fat, but as long as you feel good about yourself, like that's the number one thing. As long as you're healthy, of course, and as long as you feel good in your skin, that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter what they think. And before, I would just like literally cry and don't say anything. And now I fight. Like, and I'm not saying that
we're not promoting violence.
We're not promoting, not physically fight. But it's like when someone tells me something on the road, which is every day. Like before, I just used to let it go and I used to complain. And my friends and co-workers would literally be on the road. And I'd be so, I told you this before, that I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go out in public. I didn't want to go to a crowded area because I didn't want, if Akol and I were walking together, someone says something about me, because I would think Akol would be embarrassed to be with me because somebody said that about me. So it's not me. I could have handled it. But I didn't want to shame my friends who were with me because somebody would have said something. And that's the whole thing, and that's what I dealt with when I was, a little younger, even a couple years ago, that I stopped wanting to go anywhere because I thought, what are people going to say about me? People are going to judge me. What are people going to think about me? So I basically stopped living the best life that I could because I was scared of the reactions of people. And what kind of life is that? Because at the end of the day, they're not in your shoes. God forbid something happens to you, they're not going to regret the things that you didn't do. You have to live for yourself. And that's why if someone tells me something now, I tell them like, I'm going to say I cuss. That's just bad. I know, but I want to show them how people aren't going to take your nonsense, People aren't going to take you bullying them and talking about them. And you really should look at yourself. Well, does it make you feel good to make someone else feel bad? Yeah. What do you get out of it? And the thing is, like, you don't know me, you've never seen me before, but is it just to be funny? Is it just to make you feel good in front of your friends? So this is why I fight now. Like, I will call them out. And they're the most shocked when I do because I think that they think, oh, it's just some like weak girl, and they think they can tell me anything. But when they hear certain words going to my mouth, they're just like, and then they tell me I'm crazy. They're like, no, you're crazy. It's like, what wrong with you? Is what happened? I was just kidding. And it's just like,
you're not very funny.
Exactly, but you don't know the mental state that someone is in when someone teases them or tells them something. That could be their breaking point, unfortunately, to do something, So it's just that people just have to be more, kinder to people and just be more, like, just kinder,
just be kinder.
I agree that people do need to be more kind. But also, most importantly, I feel like I can take it. Like when people saw that I cut my hair, a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, you cut your hair! Like, your hair is so short. Like, when is it gonna grow back? Like, why is that
your business?" I saw that on her social media. People were like, "Why did you do that for?" Like, "Oh, you're gonna miss it. Oh, you should have let it. Why you do that for?" No,
like rolling my eyes at 180 miles per hour. Like I hated that, but I was okay with it because I love my hair now, and I love how I feel. Like,
and it looks so great.
Thank you. Short hair, don't care. So I love it, and I think that that's what it's about. You need to really feel yourself and be in tune with yourself, and put everything else on the back burner. And when you are in tune with yourself, nothing else matters.
Yeah, that's so true. Nothing else really matters when you are comfortable in your own skin and you're able to say, this is who I am. And as Amy said, you just cuss the people
But I mean, like, it's easier said than done. Like, being in tune with yourself, it sounds easy, but it really is a work in progress, even for me. Even for me, it's a work in progress. But you just gotta love yourself, in every sense of the word.
Yeah, it won't be an automatic thing. It definitely is a progress that you would have to continuously build upon. But the main thing is to start and to recognize that you're your own person and you shouldn't let other people's opinions dictate your life and how you live.
Don't compare yourself to anyone else.
Yeah.
You are you, and that's all you have to be, the best you. You don't have to be the best, Kim, or the best, Rihanna. You just have to be the best Cheryl, the best Amy, the best Nicola, the best Ashley. That's it. Even as long as you're your best, that's it.
I feel like people make the comparisons, even if you are, I don't want to say fat, if you have a few extra pounds, they compare you to somebody who has a few pounds less than you do. But even when I work out and I go to the gym, and I recently posted a video with me squatting, and you could see the weight that I was doing. I know persons would have said, oh, well, I could do more. And now it has become this big battle, who can push more weights. But it's not about that. This is me doing this weight. You need to start with small weights and then work your way up. If you just jump to heavy weights, I'm proud of you. I can't do that. I don't want to injure myself. And then I wouldn't even be able to lift the lightest of weights. So, across the board, I think people will compare you, even if you are slim, if you are fit, people will compare you to somebody else. And you just can't win, Yeah,
I definitely do agree with that. Now, do you guys think that advertisers, because a lot of these images are being promoted in the media and so on, do you think that advertisers or anybody doing any sort of promotional work, etc., has a sort of responsibility in the way in which they promote women's images, women's bodies, and how that might affect them?
Oh, 100%. Because a lot of the ads that you see and people that are modeling and stuff, they're the skinnier, on the skinnier front. And even in the States and around the world, they say the average size is a 10 or a 12. And then you have even the models in the States, they're size 2. Size 2, you're fat. According to models. If you're a size 2,
I heard there was a size 0.
There's a double zero. There's a double zero.
Keep up.
There's a double zero. And it's just you have to, a lot of women, I don't know anybody that's a double zero. So I think that people who, the stores and people are doing ads, they should find maybe some more variety of faces of women, so that I think it'll do well for them, because other women will be oh, they sell that for me? I'll go, because I don't really shop down here, because no one really advertises what they have for me, I can see what they have for Ashley or you, but I'm not buying for Ashley or you, not yet. But I'm buying for me, So I think that definitely they should look around and maybe cast a wider net, because they'll reach a lot more people.
And then the point you brought up and the way in which these images are promoted, and then aside from the matter of weight, there's often the added matter of color, right? Because I've noticed it a lot in Guyana. Whenever you have an advertisement, they always go not only for the skinnier types, they always go for the types that are light-skinned, right? They always go for those types, and that can have a negative impact on the darker skinned persons who are not seeing themselves represented positively and who constantly would have to try to achieve this sort of this image that is being promoted, right? And how do we necessarily kind of break this barrier? Because I know there are so many things that are impacting that particular issue. We have our history of colonialism, slavery, all of that. But how do we necessarily come out of this as a Guyanese society particularly?
That's a tricky one, because I know recently this photographer, Kino, you saw the Melanin and Honey series that he did? I'm not sure if you saw.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, but then I read I think she's a blogger. I don't know what her name is. I can't remember. I wish I really could. But she wrote an article about the fact that Kino may have altered the girl's complexion to be darker than she actually is. And she was saying, well, why can't you? If you did this, it means that you are not comfortable and confident in using girls that naturally have this complexion. So I think it is a tricky one.
there's so many levels to that because I'm now hearing about that particular thing. I saw the series.
I wish I could pull it up.
I saw the series and some of the photos are really, really phenomenal. So I didn't catch a thing about the darkened skin.
Why do I feel like I need to show it to you now?
Oh, why?
It's the girl that has Let's Get Gifted. She posted the article. Yeah, on her blog.
Okay, I'll check for it. I
can't remember her name. Sorry, guys.
We're sorry. We'll post it later.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do. Yeah, but when it comes to these sort of things, I can see, even though I haven't seen the image, I can see why persons would have an issue with the changing of skin tones. Because there's so many things that you guys know about, like blackface and those sort of stuff, right? Well, these things have historical implications. When it comes to blackface, it was all about being stereotypically portrayed, and of course, black people couldn't necessarily act on TVs and stuff like that. So basically, it was the white people in blackface, like giving stereotypical representations of these persons. So I think definitely that's why there's a bit of sensitivity with regards to the changing of one's skin tone when it comes to these sort of things. So
especially if you claim to be promoting it.
Yes, especially if you claim to be promoting it.
But the series was really, really nice, and I think the Kino is a very, very talented photographer. But I'm just talking about the article that I was seeing, the blog post. But he's so talented.
Yeah, he is talented. He has some really good stuff. Now, one of the things that I was looking at was the way in which women's bodies are basically used to sell everything.
Sex sells.
It does.
Honestly, there's this really creepy chicken, right? That's like
Go on.
There's a point here. There's a point. So I don't know. There's like this bounty ad, right? And there's like this chicken, like sexily. It's a plucked chicken, but it's basically just it's mimicking like a woman's body, and it's just like sexually lined up, right? And I was like, this is so disturbing. Yeah. Why are we
a chicken?
Yeah,
we're chicken.
Yeah. But it's just to show the way in which
no, we sexifying chicken.
Precisely, we're sexifying everything in an attempt to just sell, and that's the way we can draw the link between how we commodify women's bodies and we commodify sexualities and all these different things. Now, what are your thoughts on this?
Well,
I know.
What about the chicken?
I'm speechless.
Yeah, I'm still trying to process. I'm trying to picture the
I want to know who was behind that campaign.
Chicken.
Whose decision was that?
You see, that's the thing when it comes to advertisement. There's no sense of responsibility when it comes to these sort of stuff because I don't even know what to say about the chicken. But just like I will share the thing with the image, I'll share the chicken also later, so people have an idea of what it is we were talking about. Okay, so chicken, and we don't seem to have any questions, but people do seem to be enjoying us so far, so that's nice. And Amy, Aisha says that she and her mom are very big fans of you. Oh, and happy birthday.
Where are you seeing that?
It's in the comments.
I can't even my eyes are so bad because
Yong is stretching to scroll down this thing.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, so we're almost down to half an hour, and since we haven't gotten any questions, we'll be wrapping up in a few. But this was really good to have you, Amy, and good to have you, Ashley.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you guys for being here, and this was a really great session. And I should backtrack a bit because we haven't had these Women's Wednesday shows for quite a bit, and we were trying to just kind of figure out how sustainable we can make this. So this live Facebook session, before we just used to do the weekly lives, but from now we're going to be doing this on the second Wednesday of every month. So the lives will be once a month. So this is our first live. So thank you again for being here.
You're so special.
Yeah, me too. Thank you for inviting me to come. I had a really good time.
But did you touch on everything you wanted to talk about before we?
Yeah, we talked about most of it, and well, one of the main things I wanted to look upon, but I don't know if we have the time, but we'll just navigate a bit, was with regards to how these expectations can impact mental health, and how that can cause things such as anorexia, bulimia, and all those different sorts of illnesses. Now, I myself, I don't know anyone or have any experience with these sort of illnesses, but I do know how dangerous they can be to persons who are going through it. Now, anorexia, anorexia. It's like when you have a mental illness where you basically try to maintain a very, very low body weight, right? And I've seen some images and watched some documentaries over the years, and it can become really very scary because you begin suppressing your diet to a point where you can't even move. You become so weak that you can't even move about from place to place, and that's how bad that these expectations they can get to you.
Because that's what I was talking about before. Like, you don't want to have an unhealthy relationship with food ever.
Mm-hmm.
Food is happiness.
Food is happiness.
Food is happiness.
Sometimes food is your only comfort, and that's why people, stress eat. You eat when you're happy because, when it's your birthday, you have cake and your mom makes all of these delicious things. And then when you're sad, you're reaching for the ice cream. So it's like food is always a part of you. But like what I was telling somebody, it's just you just have to find like healthier alternatives of it, Yeah. But yeah, with the anorexia thing, that's like, I can't imagine being anorexic. I think because I like food too much. but there is the anorexia and the thing is that they're so skinny and everyone tells them they're skinny, but in their mind they're not skinny enough.
Yeah.
Because it's just how they view themselves. Like everyone can be like,
they look in the mirror and see fat.
Exactly. And that's that exactly. And no matter who tells them that they're not, that they're perfect, it's what they feel and what they see. Yeah. So you just have to, like you were saying, just be happy with, yourself, and sometimes it's not as easy.
Yeah.
Is it?
And on the flip side of anorexia, there's bulimia, wherein you just like binge eat and then you purge.
Exactly.
And that's even so much more dangerous because then you eat all this food
and then you feel guilty.
And then you feel guilty.
Yeah.
And then you go throw it up or something. And then that just kind of breaks your body down after a certain
That's why I don't call it cheat meals. I just say I'll have something like guilt-free. Because you don't ever wanna, want to eat something, eat it, and then feel bad after, and then throw up. Feel like you need to work extra hard at the gym. No, it doesn't call for that.
But I think that's what
guilt-free meals.
Bulimic and the anorexics, they do. Like if the anorexia eats, as soon as they eat, they'll say, I'm going to the bathroom. And then they will throw up.
Yeah.
Every meal, all the time.
And it's the guilt that drives them, the guilt that they might not to be achieving some perfect body goal or something like that.
But if there's anyone that's going through that, what would you say to them?
Well, if you're going through that, those are not issues you can just diagnose just like that, because there's a lot of mental health implications. So definitely counseling would be one of the first recommendations I would give. But that in itself can be a bit of a barrier, because a lot of people wouldn't actually want to go and get counseling. So it really defaults then on the persons who are closest to you, those that surround you and might be aware of what you're going through, to kind of guide and help you through to get that counseling.
Yeah. You need to understand that you're damaging your body. You think you're not eating and you're becoming more beautiful, but you're damaging your body so much. So you need to first understand that that's what you're doing. You're not doing anything good for your body, and then you go get the counseling and help that you need.
And remember, it's not some easy thing. It's not a quick fix, as Ashley said. It's a process. And the first thing that you would have to do is hold yourself accountable. Right? Holding yourself accountable is a very, very big thing. And it will be hard, but you can't do it unless you start the process. I was actually listening to this radio show yesterday. I can't remember what it was. I was just traveling in the bus. But they were talking about the ways in which you can help to stop procrastination. And they were talking about the
90.1 Nuria Gerard. I was listening to the same thing. It takes
2 minutes. 2
Yeah.
minutes.
2 minutes to make a change.
Yeah, 2 minutes to make a change. So if you are procrastinating on something, just take 2 minutes, start it. Chances are that you might continue. It might not work for everyone, but it definitely is an easy way in which you can begin addressing certain things, right? All right.
You got a good ear.
All right, then. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you again on the live session next month.
Bye.
Goodbye. Oh my.